Hey friends, it's Becca with Beautiful Mess Plans. I am here to do a flip through of November planners, and yeah, I got 3 of them, so let's go. Let's get to, this is the November monthly page. I used Cocoa Daisy, the Cocoa Daisy November kit, and I keep this pretty functional. Like you can see, I don't decorate around, like inside anything, because I just never know what's gonna need to be added, but I do still like to decorate it and keep it fairly simple. So let's flip to this. Is the first day of November here. If you remember, I pretty much do all my plan with me's on video, so you can go back and watch, but I toiled over this one because I ended up doing the Halloween stuff here and decided I didn't want to have to look at the entire thing to be Halloween. So then I started using the Cocoa Daisy November kit down here, and I think it jives pretty well. You know, I like it. So that's that. I'm gonna move my notes as we go. This was a good week. It was super busy. There was just so much going on this week, but it was a good week. Again, I pretty much only use the Cocoa Daisy kit. Some of the stickers, like these little Boo Ghosts, he's holding coffee technically, but I don't want to drink coffee, but we do Hot Chocolate Friday, so he's mine, but everything else is Cocoa Daisy on here. So here's the next week. I think this was the week that I got sick. I woke up on Sunday not feeling great, and by Monday, really not good. So we didn't end up going to Animal Tales. I just crossed it out, and a lot of things aren't checked off because I just did not feel good. And then we have the week of Thanksgiving. I was still sick, and it was fall break, so it's pretty empty. I don't know if you can hear the kazoo in the background, but I have a kid playing kazoo in the background. So I was still sick. It was Thanksgiving. My kids didn't have school, so it was just, I didn't spend a lot of time in here. Again, pretty much all Cocoa Daisy, the November stuff. This is mine. This is one of my Posy stickers from, I think, like date night. And then these 2 are part of the new holiday outfits Posy sheets that I have, which again are all in my shop. So, and yeah, I just didn't use it much this week. And then we have the last week. And yeah, this is pretty much, I keep it pretty simple, pretty much the same. And this is my everyday. Oh, I did start a thankful calendar, but you can tell when I got sick and I wasn't feeling good, I didn't keep up with it. So there's that. And in November is NaNoWriMo. So here was my word tracker for NaNoWriMo. I finished with 50,011 words on the 27th. So I was a little bit ahead. I got to my 50,000 and I finished a few days early, which was pretty exciting. So yeah, this is how my word tracker turned out for November as well. All right, next we have my reading journal. So I read every day this month. Again, I think I talked about this before, and you'll see this in my next, next week, actually, when I do my 2024 lineup, I have my reading journal all set up. You'll see that I left this out. I just didn't, I don't think there's a purpose in it. So here is my November calendar. I read 11 books. 5 of them were physical, 6 of them were on Kindle, because I read a bunch of I think it was from a series called Sweater Weather. So it was all a bunch of different writers, but they all wrote about the same town, just different characters. And they were cute. They were all on Kindle Unlimited. So I read quite a few of those. Total pages read 3,391, average star rating of 3.95, and I didn't buy any books this month. So no DNFs either. I read everything. Some of them took me a little bit longer this month, but there was just a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I had a little bit of a reading slump, which I know you look at this and you're like, 11 books, that's not a reading slump. But some of these books, like Easy as Pie, I could have read in like a day. But I just had a lot going on and I didn't feel good. And yeah, so that is my calendar. And then we have my reviews. So these 4 books I actually picked up from the library. I kind of mixed reviews. I had heard good things about this one. The rest of them I didn't really know anything about. I did mostly enjoy this one. This one, and this one was eh. So, you know, try something new at the library. These were part of the Sweater Weather series. I had read some of them in October. or September or October, I can't remember which. And then I finished out the series this month on Kindle Unlimited, and I enjoyed them. These two I didn't like, and it took me a little longer to get through. These two I really enjoyed a lot. So there's that. And then I started my Christmas reading. These two books were on Kindle Unlimited. This book I did not like. I gave it 2.5 stars. It made no sense. Like, there was no reason for them to pretend to be married. It was a made up, like, it was unnecessary, and it wasn't very good. But it was really short, at least. It was only 186 pages, so it had that going for it. This book actually is my one for my favorite book of the month. I loved holiday romance. It was such a fun read. I loved the author's writing style. I loved the characters. I loved their relationship, their friendship, their relationship, like the whole thing. The whole premise was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed this. This one was on Kindle Unlimited. If you have it and you're looking for a holiday read, this one was a fun one. And then this one I got from the library. I gave it 4.5. It wasn't like a full 5-star for me for a couple different reasons, but I did enjoy it quite a bit, and it was a fun read. So those were my books for November. And then we have my memory planner. Okay, I had to move my camera up, and let's flip to November. This thing has gotten bulky. Look at that. It was a good thing I put like the extra large rings on. This is a, I didn't mention it, but my reading journal is an Archer and Olive A5. This is Lights Planner Action Queen Bee in the Happy Planner size. Happy Planner Classic size. Yeah. And I put the extra large coil on it, which was a good thing because it would not have fit otherwise. So if you don't know, in the monthly spreads, I do a picture a day. So if I had a picture, I put it down. Unfortunately for these 2 weeks, I don't know what my brain did, but my brain got the wrong size of pictures. So so they don't fit well, but it doesn't really matter. So you can tell when I got sick through here, I did not. My kids were home. I wasn't feeling well. I was sick here, but I still took some pictures. Nothing. I was just not doing well. So I can't remember what you saw last. So here is this, the very end of October. I don't know that I had this when I filmed, but this is the end of October. And yeah, my daughter whacked her head. She was bleeding from the head. That was a shock. She was fine, but heads bleed a lot, but it was like, whoa. And then this was like the week of rain. It rained, I think, all week long. This day we had gymnastics. My son had his dino stars. I really can't remember if we talked about this. And then we always take a picture whenever we do a date night box. My daughter had this funny hat on from Target. And then we carved pumpkins. So because I had so many pictures from carving pumpkins that we did on Sunday, I added in just a sheet from, this is all Cocoa Daisy stuff, from the Cocoa Daisy Halloween, and added in our pictures from carving. And I have pictures on both sides. So these are our finished pumpkins. And then I forgot this year, because I had 2 sick kids on Halloween, to take a picture of them at night. I even got new lights and everything for our pumpkins that are like so much better, and they flicker. It's really cool. So this is a fun tradition that we have every year. So there's that. And then we have the last week of, or last couple days of October. So I didn't take any pictures on Monday. And then this was actually Halloween. And she's wearing her costume to do like her Kiwi and Co box, which we were doing when I got the call that this one, my oldest child, she threw up. So I packed her up and we went up to the school and I picked her up. She came and just laid on the couch. And then that's what she was doing when I got a call that this one threw up at school. And later in the afternoon, I had to go pick him up as well. They rallied and started feeling a little better. So we're like, okay, we'll go to a couple houses. I think I talked about this. We went to like 2 streets and then we came home. It was cold. My oldest was very much not feeling, like my middle, he perked up right away, threw up, and he felt better, and he didn't throw up again. She got the stomach bug way worse, and she was definitely feeling rough by the time, and they both threw up in their costumes, so I had to wash them as well. But she perked up, and we had, again, I did a flip page from the Halloween kit of, always take a family picture. I don't know why my husband's smiling like that, but whatever. And then of the three of them in their costumes. She was a panda. She had the cutest monster costume you've ever seen. And he was Scooby-Doo. And she's not actually this tall. It's just she's jumping. So it looks like she's like pretty close to his height, and she's not. And then I have a couple pictures of them by themselves and trick-or-treating. It was pretty cold. These two had really warm costumes. Hers was pretty thin, even though they had clothes on underneath. She wore her coat. She did not feel good, and they had to wear gloves. I told them that was the requirement. You have to wear gloves because it's cold. And then we get into November, and they were home because there's a 24-hour rule. They stayed home from school on the 1st. And they were feeling better. They were playing a game. I don't remember if I've talked about Frank before, but this is Frank. He is our Frankenstein's monster who lives on our door. I put him up last year. I got him from my mom, and I put him up last year, and I forgot to take him down. And my oldest gave me such a hard time about it that we just started decorating him for each season or holiday. So we started with bunny ears, and then I just started leaving things. And he has sunglasses, and he's holding lemonade for summer. We put leaves down here for fall. And then we have a spider, which we named Peter Parker, Spider-Man. I know it's kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can get him closer. A little spider in a spider web named Peter that joined him for Halloween. And then we have it's really hard to see, but there's a turkey peeking out here, which we named Tom. And he has a 1 on his shirt because he's 1 year old, because that's how long he's been on our door. And my kids have gotten so into decorating him. We just added Santa hats, and I surprised them by adding Santa hats to both Peter and Tom, and the kids got a kick out of it. So that was a lot more information than you needed to know about our monster on our door, but like literally he stays up all the time. So if you're wondering if my house is like fancy, whatever, it's not. I have this on my door. He's on the door that's like going into our garage, but we very much have a lived in home. And I don't know if you've noticed in a lot of pictures in the background, things are a mess. That's just, how we flow, and kind of makes sense if you've seen my planning style. Sometimes my brain is a mess, so my house is sometimes a mess too. Anyway, that was very lengthy and probably more than you wanted to know, but there you go. Gymnastics, the weather got nice and they were feeling better, so we went to the park on one of our walks. Orthodontist, we officially are going to start that process. Math Wings Day. She competed in Math Wings. They didn't place, but they did really well, and she had a good time, and she still loves math, and that's what I care about. He had scouts. My husband took him to. They were coloring. I got some like giant sheets that they just like spread out all over the floor, and they color. That was he made a walking stick in scouts, and he was very proud, and he wanted to take it for show and tell, but he couldn't take the stick, so he wanted me to take a picture of him so he could take the picture to show off his walking stick for show and tell. Again, gymnastics, that's like a given on Thursdays. And then she had some kind of crazy style this day, and so I snapped a picture of her because she's something else. And then we did a date night box, and then I think I have 1 more week. And this week, I have 2 more weeks done. This week was the week I got sick, so you can tell I did not have a lot of pictures. My youngest and I worked on a wheel of emotions, so she can identify how she's feeling, my girl with big emotions. What color is she? I dropped one of my Posy bins that organizes all my inventory on the floor, and I about cried. Like, I did not feel good. I didn't want to be working, but I was still working on Black Friday orders. No, my birthday sale orders, and I dropped it on the floor, and I could have bawled. I mean, luckily it stayed fairly organized, but it was just like, I did not need this. Again, gymnastics, and then I only snapped 1 picture of putting up Christmas stuff, but my husband hanging lights and my daughter helping him. I was fairly useless that day. They did all of it for me. And then we have Thanksgiving. So I didn't have any pictures from the beginning of the week. So what I did is I just moved things around. So I had, I just, whited out, and I put Thanksgiving here just on a page. We had Thanksgiving at home. That was our dinner. I used my china that I got from my grandfather because when else am I going to use china except for holidays? We also decorated we decorated the house, but they were putting up ornaments. And there's my 3 kids. There's the 5 of us, plus my daughter's Speedy, the sloth. And then we went to Iowa for 2 days, and I don't even remember. These were probably taken on the same day, but I just put them over the course of Friday and Saturday. And then we came home on Sunday. We actually left earlier on Saturday because there was a winter weather warning down in our area. So we left earlier because by the time we were driving home, the snow had started and it was supposed to rain, so the roads were going to be slick. And Sunday we were at home and they played in the snow. We didn't have a ton of snow, but we had some snow. They built a snowman that was taller than my husband, or almost taller than my husband. It was like 3 stacks high. And they had snowball fights. And they played outside for so long. They had such a good time. So, and that's all I have. I have not done this week. I'm actually filming on December 1st. So you can see that in the next flip through, which will be the final one in this. And I'll talk about what I'm going to do with memory planners another day, because I've chatted your ear off on this memory planner. But there's a little glimpse into our life, I guess. So that is my planners for November. And yeah, that's all I have. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.